250 gemstones. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Today, I'm going to give y'all my top 5 favorite rappers of all time and why. So I want to see what y'all think of my whys and the top 5 rappers that I picked. So my first on my list would be Tupac Shakur. And here's my why. For you that know, probably don't know, some kind of young. Well, actually, I was young when he actually died. I was only 6 when he died, so I was pretty young. I really didn't know Tupac. I didn't grow up in that era, like being a teenager or being a 20-year-old, 30-year-old in that era. But what was so intriguing about Tupac was his energy. His energy, his passion for Black people, for humanity, and for rap music. Because if you look at most of his interviews, if you look at most of what he was saying in his music, those were the one of the 3 primary reasons for him getting involved in music, because he appreciated hip hop so much. He was around when hip hop was birthed. Late 70s, early 80s, and he was there when the gangster rap was birthed as well. So he grew up in a real special time when this genre we love today was being formulated, when strategies were put into place, not by corporations, but by street people, So what I gathered from Tupac's legacy is that street people have abilities. People from the bottom, they have talent. People from the bottom, primarily Blacks, but everybody, they have skills, or they're willing to learn, but they just need the opportunity. So Tupac was revolutionary in the sense of his thinking was so far advanced compared to his peers at that time. A lot of people put him under the gangster rap, but he had his street things going on, but his overall message was for the gangsters and thugs to, however you got to get it, but understand, like, this lifestyle ain't forever. We got to advance and bring our people up and set a foundation for the next generation. So Tupac was ahead in his thinking, far as politics, far as society, far as the roles of men in the Black community, the roles of women in the Black community, the Black family. Tupac was really big on strengthening the Black family. So those things really stood out to me. And then now we get to his actual rapping, his lyrics was so simple at times, but they were so meaningful. And then his lyrics would be so complex. If you guys ever listen to Blasphemy, because I'm a huge Tupac fan. If you ever listen to Tupac's Blasphemy on his Illuminati album, if you ever listen to All Out on his Until the End of Time album, some of those the rhyme patterns and the actual lyrics, these are like spiritual lyrics that he's talking about and opening the minds of the masses. So when you're able to do that and have such an influence on the youth and have such an influence on the world, it takes a special kind of individual to do that. When you can uplift people spiritually, you can uplift people emotionally, when you can open up the minds mentally, and not be afraid to die, not be afraid to push the line. And I think that's what Tupac legacy represented. Just having a big heart and having a passion for people. So Tupac would be my number 1. Number 2 would be Exhibit. Now those my top 2 already West Coast rap. I'm from the West Coast, but Exhibit. What I liked about Exhibit, his style was really West Coast, but he had that grit to him. Like if you listen to a lot of the West Coast artists, like back in the day, it was more like, G Funk. It was more that like that West Coast sound, like the smooth, like real smooth, that cruising music. But Exhibit had that too, but he also had that grit, as if he was like from back east, like New York, or Midwest. His aggression, I always remember when I was a kid, I used to listen to him. His aggression was just so out of this world. His aggression and rhyme patterns, and in his music, you can hear kind of like, well, just like Tupac, his appreciation for hip hop. His appreciation for the music, and appreciation for the people listen to the music, and his message as well was for people to work hard and do whatever you want to do in life. Just give it your best, and pretty much don't take no shit. Don't take any shit from nobody. So Exhibit's style, like I said, even though it was West Coast, he had that gritty style to him too. And if you ever listen to a song called Foundation, that's one of my favorites. Loud and Clear off his Restless album. And there's another one off his the Speed of Light album. I believe it's called Carry the Weight. And and Paparazzi. So Paparazzi is one of them songs that, really give you perspective of like I said before, how much you appreciate the music. And you can tell when people really care about the music because it just comes out really good. So Exhibit, by me listening to him when I was younger, way back, and even still seeing him today, still spitting. So that's pretty cool. Ludacris, in all my top five, they have an everlasting impression on me. So that's another reason why they're in my top five. Ludacris's impression when I first heard about Ludacris, we were I was in Cali, I was in Sacramento, so hearing this sound, so that sound that Ludacris had, the grit, like I said, Exhibit had that East Coast, he put it on for the West Coast, he had that East Coast, Midwest grit, but Ludacris had that Southern grit to him, just grimy, filthy, fun, but very articulate at the same time. You could tell he appreciate the music too. You can just tell when an artist really care about what they're doing, and putting their all in. So when Ludacris came out in that song, Southern Hospitality, saying this, young dude getting all these girls. See, I was still a kid when they came out. So seeing this dude from Atlanta, with a Southern slang, like I said, his grit was kind of there before with your Houston rappers, your Texas rappers, your Bun B and Pimp C and all them guys, your Virginia rappers. But his style was just so wild. He was so wild with it. You had your Outkast back then. You had the Ghetto Boys. They had that Southern grit. New Orleans, Cash Money, No Limit. They all had that grit. But when Ludacris came out, he was so wild with it. But it was wild, but it was still entertaining and believable. It was like, wow. You're looking at all his videos that some of them like kind of cartoonish, some of them that's like real gangster, laid back in the cut, probably one of the most hood clubs you can find, strip clubs, so Ludacris style, seeing this young dude in Cadillacs, and he's really pushing them Cadillacs, big old afro, being around all these girls, having all this money, and speaking in a dialect that, we really never heard of like that before. But his style was so intriguing and so fun that made me really appreciate Ludacris as a rapper, and his actual rhyme ability is just off the chart. Everybody, if you know Ludacris, everybody should know Ludacris. The nigga can rap. So everybody should know that. Number four. Number four on my list would have to be Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's career is it speaks for itself, you know what I mean? Lil Wayne is hearing his music when he was a kid all the way to now, seeing his career progress, is seeing all different. This man has gone through so many styles, and every style, every time he switched up, excuse me, he pretty much just captivated the world. So that's what I mean by, his hard work and his ability to always push the line, never be afraid to push the line, never be afraid to try something different, never be afraid to be himself. So Lil Wayne's style, Lil Wayne's ability to switch up flows, switch up clothes, to switch up everything and still be relevant for over what, 20 something years now. So Lil Wayne's style is just crazy. Now his impression, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Every time he switches it up, he gives you a different impression, and each impression hits you just as hard as the last time he impressed you. So that's pretty remarkable. And his actual rhyme pattern, like I say, if you guys know Lil Wayne, you know he is sick with the lyrics. He's sick with the rhyme patterns when he does his features, his mixtapes. So Lil Wayne is off the charts. And my last one, 5. That's gonna be hard because so many rappers. See, I love pretty much all genres. But rap is so scrutinized and critiqued so much. You know what I mean? It's critiqued so much that I'm talking about the newer times, like in the past, I want to say 15 years, people get scrutinized so much that they don't even want to let the music, have a chance to stand against time because people scrutinize so much. Oh, this is whack. And, right now we want drama more than we want the music. So the reason why I'm bringing that up, because my top 5, my 5th person is going to be kind of hard because it's just so much talent out there, so much talent. And the music industries don't want these talents to go bigger, to have a positive influence on the communities. They don't want to, they don't want rap to, be that real genre where it's beautiful music. You know what I mean? They just want the negativity. But the negativity is real life too. So we got to have the negativity. But the top 5 will have to be, my top 5 will have to be, it had to be Jay-Z. Just Jay-Z. See, I wasn't a Jay-Z fan until I got older. You know what? I'm gonna have to say Jay-Z. I wanted to say Kanye. Kanye is just amazing. I mean, oh man, wait, Big Sean. Okay, I see my 5th person gonna be hard. It's between Jay-Z, Kanye, and Big Sean. Jay-Z's one of those people, just brilliant minds, business person, and consistent. But I always remember Jay-Z for, if I had to say why you picked him, just his consistency ever since he was a teenager. He just been always about business and always thinking ahead and always planning. So, and having the ability to play with words like we never heard before, and his mafia style type of rap mixed with the gutter side of the streets. So you have the business side of the streets, and then you have the ruthless side of the streets. And the way he's able to articulate the stories and able to articulate his point and just switch up his rhyme pattern and the schemes is just crazy. And his relentlessness when not a good thing, but when he's talking about pushing all that dope back in the day. I mean, his relentless, like when he's put his mind to something, you can hear it in his songs, like that Jeezy song, Seen It All. He's talking about, I mean, I'm flipping it like it's no tomorrow. And I don't give a damn, and I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to keep pushing. There's even a story about one of his friends trying his best to stop hustling. He was hustling so hard. So that type of will, that type of relentlessness, like, to me, it has to be respected. And things he's trying to push for the culture and to open the minds to the culture for the blacks and for all people. But of course, you want to make sure his people are straight first. The message and the information he's trying to give to the blacks and his entrepreneurship is just off the charts. So Jay will be in my top 5. But if I had to tie somebody with them, would be Kanye West, because like I said, Kanye West is on that level too. His business deals with Yeezy, his business deals, all his investments, and then his creativity. Now, I don't know if he wrote all of his songs. That's why I put Jay-Z above Kanye, because I believe Jay-Z wrote all of his songs, but I don't know if Kanye wrote all of his songs, because Kanye was a music producer before. But nonetheless, if somebody can write it for you, and you can still kill it and have a unique voice. He has because the car accident messed up his jaw, and he said that kind of, if I'm not mistaken, he said it kind of altered his voice a little bit, but it worked out. Like, his voice is different. He has a different style. He's from Chicago. He puts it on for his city. Real brilliant mind. Jesus Walks. You got your When It All Falls Down, Materialism. And, he's talking about how we're slaves to materialism and wanting the finer things in life. And, just trying to open up the minds for blacks. So Kanye West is one of them top guys. If I had to match him up in my top 5, my 5th person, it would be Kanye. And Big Sean, the way Big Sean, my impression of Big Sean is kind of like Ludacris. He was just fun, just outgoing, just the way he puts his word. A lot of people didn't give Big Sean his props when he first came out, because, like I said, he had more of his fun side. People saw his fun side, like I Do It, Ass with Nicki Minaj. That's one of his big hits, Ass. And he had a lot of songs where they're like just fun. But then I was actually listening to his music, like his mixtape, Detroit, and his album. Like, this dude is talking about like the way he was so aggressive behind attaining that money. He's up there with the Jay-Z's. He's up there with your Babies, your Juvenile. Like, we talking about money. Big Sean, the way he visualizes money, the way he just obsessed about obtaining more money, and why he's obsessed with it. Helping his family. He want to do things for the people, build people up. I remember he was doing something special for the kids in Detroit, giving them backpacks, giving them food, helping with light bills. So that's real shit right there. So Big Sean's fun style, Big Sean's articulation, his rhyme patterns, and he's never afraid to push the boundaries. Just a good dude. His aura about himself is a good dude, laid back, but never afraid to push the limits. Real confident in himself. So that's my top 5: Tupac, Exhibit, Ludacris. Who's my 4th? Ludacris. Tupac, Exhibit, Ludacris. Jay-Z was my 5th. Oh, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's my 4th. So Tupac, Exhibit, Ludacris, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z. And I have to tie anybody with Jay-Z, Kanye, and Big Sean. So let me know what y'all think. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I have to remind y'all again. Leave a comment. Tell me, did I get it right?